Righty, so your week 13 attendance, and I thought what I would do is answer some of the questions that Efron posted. And by the way, you posted them in week 11, which was already past due, so just know that. And it's fine that you posted them, just know that the points is just for the week that we're in. The other side of that is that attendance is actually not graded as far as your overall grade is perspective. It's just that it's my way of reporting to the campus if you checked in that week. So, so just answer for the COVID-19 question and comments, right? That it's affecting everyone's life at a different level. I understand that. That's why. And actually, I didn't push it back. I gave you the option. And I was pretty clear about the fact that if you can, please submit it on time. But if you need more time, and here's the piece I'm thinking you missed, please reach out to me to schedule your code review for the week back from spring break. Now, actually, you were saying here that I don't offer after 5:30. I actually did. If you check the code review schedule, there were some that were after 5:30, some 6, and actually on the actual due date, which was last night, they went up until 7 o'clock. So yeah, would I prefer it sometime before 5? Sure, but I'm also trying to be as flexible as I can. But here's what I would say to you is if you want on my schedule because this is what I asked for originally, if you want on my schedule for the week after spring break, then you need to ask me now so that I can start scheduling in my week for that week coming back. And you can use what I put out for the actual Dev 1 that happened this week because I did several reviews this week. I'm actually going to clear the names out and change the dates, and you could use that as a reference. But as always, absolutely reach out to me if you want to arrange something outside of that. I typically do not like to do appointments after 7 or 7:30 at night. So the other thing, the conversation that we were having last week was about promises. And actually, you were asking about a discussion board. That is the Learn Together for last week. That is the discussion board where we were discussing that. So that would be the appropriate place to put those at. And that's where we were having a conversation, Tim and I, back and forth. And we actually ended up having one through Canvas as well, just to clarify for Tim how promises worked, which I believe was helpful to him because I'll be honest with you, I think Tim wouldn't mind me saying this. He did his code review last night and he did great. He actually live coded part 2 for me. And so on the CRUD operations, actually, I only said you had to do the create operation, not all of the operations for the full stack Dev 1 part 1, part 2 for the part 2. Okay, let me slow down. For the part 1 is where you're writing the full stack, doing the front end and the back end. And for that, I only required a create and a read. So not all the CRUD operations, but then for the part where you're actually writing it for writing to the MongoDB database, which was part 2, I only required the create. So I think that was covered pretty well over the last couple of weeks for the Learn Together. So I would say definitely check those out as well, because if you want more detail about that. So I get it, and man, has my life changed too. But I don't know how much yours has. I know talking to Tim that his life feels similar. He's had some impacts. Efron, I'm not sure for you how that has changed, but it feels like from your message, it definitely has impacted it. So coming into this week, right, we are moving into the last part of the major concepts that you learn for this class, which is really writing your own API. right? Using all the tools that we're learning as far as code, and then all of the other programs that we've now learned. We've learned to write. That's part of your Dev 1. Part 2 was writing a standard MongoDB driver method, but now we're going to move into using Mongo to do that. And so using Mongo to write to the database, learning how to use models, learning Robo3T to look at what's in the database, using Postman to actually hit those endpoints so that you can test to make sure that you're getting the responses that you want. So we're moving into really what will be you'll need for your last develop it. So I believe I've answered all the questions. Hopefully, again, you're welcome to follow up with this one and ask me anything related to that. But do know that on the part 2, and this is the part that you actually have to demonstrate from your workstation that you have all those pieces set up. And so what you do is you share the screen, and I go over that in the session, how to do that. It's not really hard on Zoom. You just hit share, and then typically you share your desktop. So I hope you're all going to have a good break. I know you all. I'm just going to know for you right now that you're going to have a wonderful break. Enjoy your whatever your time allocation looks like. And I look forward to seeing you on the other side. The lectures, if you want to work over break, are available for the rest of the Udemy course that I've laid out. All right. I will be answering questions during break, so if you have any, you're welcome to reach out to me. This is also a great place to post those as well. Okay. Oh, and I did post, and I will put a link to a opportunity for students to apply for a one-time grant to help with various issues. I posted it in the 93, so I'll post it. Actually, I'll post it as a underneath this for week 13 attendance. Okay, and I did do week 13 Learn Together as well, so you could also work on that piece. Okay, peace out.